All right, everybody, it's 6 o'clock. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, is Lauren Gilmore online? She is. Okay, we do have a quorum. If everybody's had a chance to look at the agenda, could we get a motion to adopt the agenda?
A motion we adopt the agenda.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have an agenda. And Superintendent's report, Mr. Jesse.
Board President Welander, other board directors, student representatives, students, family members, community members, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go a little quick. We have a number of presentations this morning, and I do feel the teen energy in the room for sure, so that's good. First off, we had a roundtable meeting last week at Olympic Middle School. Spent an hour with Jeff Slakey from KMAS to talk about the services at Olympic Middle School. It was really nice. They've done a lot of work around safe and welcoming environment, which is one of our 4 priorities within the strategic plan. You go through those hallways, they're really clean. Kids aren't just letting off on passes, they're in there learning. Lots of engagement, a lot of talk about literacy. Really a lot of neat things. That's a staff at Olympic Middle School that have definitely come together to team up and provide the best services for our students. I feel very proud of the work that has gone on in Olympic Middle School. So thank you very much for the staff there, and Mary Johnson, the principal, lots of good work. If you didn't see us at Oyster Fest, it was great, lots of fun. A lot of people stopped by in the community, a lot of people who don't have students in the school district who had a lot of questions about the Shelton School District, a lot of comments about literacy, #1 in the state in early literacy growth since COVID, lots of celebration there. People had a lot of questions around the levy, and then just what's going on currently with school district questions, what's popular, all sorts of things. Really nice. So thanks for any folks who are listening that stopped by our tent at Oyster Fest. It was a lot of fun. And I know I walked away with a lot of food, so I don't know. I feel like I ate 5 pounds. I stopped by last week at Shelton High School, the ASB leadership group. So there's a whole class. There are leaders at Shelton High School. I've got a bunch of students here from OBJH. I hope you're listening. Great opportunity, ladies, if you are interested in being a leader. You can talk to any 3 of these, no matter which high school you go to. At the particular meeting, Nevaeh was there. It was really nice. Lots of questions about what's going on at Shelton High School. I really enjoyed that. A lot of things from, how do we ensure that we continue to engage our kids and give them voice. I think that was really about what was the bottom line, was really all of the conversation, but also about holding each other accountable. And I think in this day and age, I think it's the best ways, as we were discussing, is when other people make poor choices, it's a really good time to lean in and try to help them learn about this is how we want to live our culture, especially at SHS. So thank you so much for the student leaders. Great fire alarm, so I'll be coming back to SHS. We got cut a little bit short. And my last item is interns. We had about 20 interns start today. So that means 20 hours of interning out in the field. So we had interns at Mason Health, and then we also had some with the county, so Mason County. Different internships for those 20 students, different areas of interest, not just one block of sitting with a particular job. Already have some pictures and stories posted on the website. I think it's a lot of excitement. One of the many things that we offer here in the Shelton School District is internships. I believe we have 80 set up so far for this year, so 80 separate internships. Last year we had in excess of 100, so there is something for everyone. So lots to do. Really looking forward to the presentations this evening, most certainly with OBJH girls soccer. Lots of excitement. Can't wait to hear about how that's going. Bordeaux Elementary, Cedar High School, and Choice all will be presenting about their school improvement plans. So lots there. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, on to community comments. As part of the regular school board meeting, the board welcomes community members to make public comments in person and/or by phone as conditions allow. Please see the full script with call-in instructions and guidelines for community comments displayed on the screen above. And we have one, Amy Butel.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Amy Butel. I've been a member of the Shelton community for 23 years, and I'm also very proud to be the assistant principal at Bordeaux Elementary in my 4th year. I put it out there to our families for some feedback on our staff, and I got some wonderful comments that I'd love to share with you. For one of our 4th grade teachers, Mrs. Graham, she is so patient, kind, and understanding. She shows grace to students who truly need it. Her compassion and willingness to support her students makes a difference and means more than words can say. And Mrs. Graham is with us tonight. For Ms. Ray Gottlieb, kindergarten teacher, a huge thank you to Ms. Gottlieb. As a parent, it means so much to know that my child has a teacher who truly has a heart for what she does. And Ms. Gottlieb cares about her students, not just their grades, but who they are as people. She takes the time to connect and encourage them and make sure they feel valued and supported. It's clear that she loves what she does, and it shows every single day. We're so thankful for her dedication, kindness, and the positive impact she has on our kids. Mr. Hebron, who you will see out front greeting the students. Mr. Hebron greets my son every morning at the front door with a warm smile and genuine kindness that starts his day on such a positive note. His cheerful energy and friendly presence set the tone for a welcoming, caring environment. We love Mr. G. And to our office staff, Jesse and Janessa. They are the heart of the school. They are always so kind and welcoming, so helpful when answering questions, and you can tell that they love their jobs and put their all into making sure everything runs smoothly. Just wanted to share some positive input from our families. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to report and recognitions. I am going to go a little bit out of order. We'll jump all the way down to 5.04 with the athletics presentation, OBJH girls soccer with Mr. Scott Chamberlain. And you really should have told me it was leather jacket night. I would have worn mine.
I'll explain. Test. As these young ladies get up here, Mr. Relander was just recognizing this awesome Letterman's jacket from 1988. Today was Decades Day at Shelton High School for homecoming week, and so I was dressed in the 80s. The only thing that's missing is I usually had like some type of an AC/DC shirt, but those don't fit anymore. The jacket still fits, so. Just quickly before I get to the ladies that are up here with me, fall season is underway at OBJ and OMS. We're close to finishing up. Matter of fact, I think they finish up this week. Last game tomorrow for these ladies. But participation numbers at OMS, we have about 65 kids out playing flag football and girls soccer. Sorry, not girls soccer, girls volleyball. At the high school, we have 398 participants out for fall sports. Those participants, like I said, they're just winding up their seasons at the end of October. And then at OBJH, our football team and our girls soccer team and our cheer program have 88 students out participating. So 398 for the fall is a pretty good start for our participation numbers. The ladies standing behind me, we have the JV and varsity Oakland Bay soccer teams. The JV team currently is 5-3-1. These girls have been out there since August 25th, and tomorrow they travel to Bush for their final game. Our varsity team over here, they are 8-1. They play Bush tomorrow for what they would say is the league championship. But just wanted to bring them in front of you, and they're having a great season and doing great things out there. One of the things that I want to mention is I don't know that I saw them this year, but I know that they did it last year, but I know Coach reassured me that they've been doing this. But every couple weeks or so, they will be around campus picking up garbage to help out with our custodial staff and what our campus looks like, to take pride in their campus. So they're not just out there to wear these awesome uniforms and perform greatly, but they also are taking care of their campus and trying to be true leaders. So congratulations, ladies. Good luck tomorrow. Great job.
Thank you. Next up, 5.01 will be the Bordeaux Elementary School Improvement Plan with Kyle O'Neill.
Hi, good evening. Thank you very much. I'm excited to share some of the wonderful things that we have going on at Bordeaux. So you can see here, we are a staff of 63 certified and classified people, and we have 522 students. That's roughly where we've been the past 3 or 4 years since I've been there. A little bit of fluctuation. I think the highest we've had is 540. And then we've kind of gone down to 522, which has been a little bit of our baseline. You can see right now, 69.5% free and reduced lunch, 28% of our English language learners, 20.5% for students with disabilities, and 2.6% students qualified as highly capable. So our goal last year was for the percentage of students meeting or exceeding standard on the SBA in third grade was going to be 45%. And you can see that we actually hit 52% of our students meeting or exceeding standard. That's the second year in a row being able to get over 50%. So I'm extremely proud of not only my third grade team, but just my K-4 team in general, because we all work together to create a K-4 program. So it doesn't just rest solely on third grade. Our attendance goal last year was a pretty lofty one. We were trying to go from 87.9% in 2023-24 up to 90% in 24-25. And while we didn't quite get there, we were at 88.9. You can see by that graph that we have increased about a percentage point each year. And so far this year, we've done the same thing. So September 24 was 91.2, and this September was 92.1. So I have a lot of thanks to my assistant principal, Ms. Butel, who's kind of worked tirelessly to keep that moving forward and trying to provide incentives and purpose for students to come to school. So this year, our goal is to have 48% of our third graders meet or exceed standard on the SBA. We would like our teachers to utilize the Words Their Way curriculum. That's word study. It's a foundational word work skills, and that's from kindergarten all the way up through 4th grade. We also confer with students, and so that's meeting with students one-on-one to talk about their library books from the classroom library, what we term good fit books, so books at their level they can read independently. And teachers to develop flexible groupings to target instruction based on student assessment data. And basically what that means is once a student's put into a group to focus on a specific skill, we try and keep the data fresh and we move those students around, and so that we're constantly trying to meet their need at what skill and then move them forward. We are looking to reduce our chronic absenteeism rate by 4%, And chronic absenteeism is any student who has reached 18 or more absences over the school year, which averages out to 2 a month. And so I don't think a lot of people understand how missing just those few days can really add up. And if you think about 2 a month, just in day-to-day life, it's not very much. And so to get 18 a year to be chronic is a pretty large indicator of where the students will be success-wise. And we do have some students who are missing more than that, so we're really targeting those students. And again, trying to give them purpose, a reason, incentive to come to school. And we believe a lot of that's just built on relationships with our adults. And then you'll hear people talk a lot about our engaging curriculum. So if we find that students are engaged in the classroom, they're more likely to want to come to school. So our staff provides proactive interventions and reinforcement for positive behaviors. We do bulldog tickets, and we do what we call puppy paws for rewards. We communicate with families to find ways to help support families and work with them to reduce future absences. So we definitely try not to make it punitive. We want to be working with our families in our community, trying to reduce barriers so that they can come to school. And we do provide attendance support plans for students needing extra support. And so we are focused on a certain number of our third graders right now that we know are very, very close to meeting grade level standard in third grade. And again, trying to provide them jobs, trying to provide them incentives, reaching out to families and teachers, and just really trying to find ways that we can encourage them to come to school and get every kid there every single day. So I'm excited right now to have some of our friends. We have a representative from kindergarten all the way through fourth to share about their favorite books from their classroom libraries. So these are the libraries that the district has provided to each classroom. And so from kindergarten, I have Wyatt, in first grade, Natalia. I have second grader Casey, third grade Abigail, and fourth grader Penny. And so they're going to share a little bit about their favorite books. All right, so this is Wyatt. And so Wyatt, where did you find this book?
In my classroom library.
And what made you choose this one?
It's funny.
And can you tell us what the book is about?
It's Elephant and Piggy pretending.
Elephant and Piggy pretending. And did you have a favorite part?
When they played together.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Natalia, are you ready? You want me to hold it? Okay. So you can hold this up. I'll hold it and you share.
My name is Natalia, and I like this book because it's funny, and then the seed is mad.
And the seed is mad. Why is the seed mad?
Because a flower drooped and then it lost its family.
Okay, thank you very much. And she's sharing the bad seed. Okay, you want to hold that? Do you want to hold it, or do you want me to? You want me to? Okay.
My name is Casey. I'm in second grade. My favorite book is Should I Share My Ice Cream? I like this book because it had my favorite flavor of ice cream. My favorite flavor is mint. I also like this book because Piggy was so nice. Thank you for listening.
Nice job. Okay, do you want to hold that again? All right.
My name is Abigail, and I chose the book Marianne and the Bad Luck Mystery. I chose this book because it is very interesting and I love it.
You chose the book.
Do I have to? Do I have to introduce myself?
What book did you choose, Penny?
Do I just have to read this, or do I just read this? So I just go down. The Girl and the Ghost by the author Hannah Alkoff. I like this book because it is suspenseful, haunted, humorous, and heartwarming. This story is emotional and talks about true friendship through mortal and immortal beings like ghosts or pelists. The characters stay together through the words, forming beautiful friendships. This story is beautiful altogether.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
All right, if you wouldn't mind giving them a nice round of applause. So, like I said, those were books in each classroom library, and as you guys well know, each classroom has its own set of books that students can choose from, and that's what I talked about with the Good Fit book. So that's our presentation. Is there any questions?
Just wanted to hear a little bit, absenteeism and attendance, really big focuses. And you guys have done great work. I know it's complicated. Could you just share, I've got to hear already when we met before, but what are some of the strategies you use to address those issues?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that. So one of the things that we're trying to do is for specific students, we do provide school jobs. And so again, trying to provide that purpose for them to attend school, a little bit of a reason behind. Sometimes we do provide incentives. Sometimes, especially with students, they need that extrinsic motivation until they kind of get into wanting to be at school. We really try and get our teachers to be that first point of contact with parents. We found that's the most successful. And so if teachers reach out to families, and again, just trying to bridge that gap where it's not, we try not to be judgmental, we try not to be condescending or critical. We really are there for our community to want to be there and partner with us. Everyone's got things going on at home and different struggles. And so having the teacher just reach out of how we can do that. And then each grade level has kind of come up with their own system. So like our kindergarten team, they take a picture they have all the kids' photos, and they have a heart on their whiteboard. And so if a student's gone, they put that student's picture in the heart. And so they discuss with the class of how they missed that student. And then they send out just a quick message to the family. And again, not asking why or saying anything negative. It's just letting them know that we really missed the student, so the family can pass that on to that student. And again, make that student realize when they're not there that we all really miss them. And then beyond that, we just try and create a warm, welcoming environment, greet the kids when they come in, say their names, give them a hug, give them a high five, get them on their day, try and do it as successful as possible and just make it the school a positive place to be.
Thank you. That's a lot of work and a lot of people involved in that. You guys are doing great work up there. Thank
All
you.
right, appreciate that. Thank you.
Lauren, you out there, and do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you for your presentation, and I just feel so fortunate to have both my girls going through Bordeaux, so I get to experience it firsthand. And thank you for sharing in the public comments the shares from the families. I really appreciate hearing those. I know I've been fortunate to have Gottlieb 2 times, and she's just a wonderful teacher. So thank you for coming tonight. Sorry I could not be there in person.
I just want to, comment on the amount of growth that the school itself is seeing and how well you guys are doing. We hear it all the time about, to get these kids engaged, and every kid's got a story, and we got to know it. And you've definitely embraced that.
Well, I appreciate that, and
Yeah.
I'm partial to Bordeaux, but we do have good people across the district working here. So it's I got to hat off to my staff. They do a fantastic job of reaching the students for sure.
Yep. No, super. The picture in the heart and having the kids, welcome those kids back when they do miss a day. That's outstanding work. So
All right,
thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, so we got the same guy up here twice, but we'll start out with the Cedar High School School Improvement Plan.
Okay. You there? This one? Hello? Okay. Superintendent Jesse, members of the board, student reps, I am Vernon Bruni, and I'm happy to be the principal of Cedar High School. You can see we're just a little itty-bitty school, 93 students and 6 staff. You can see some of the stats there. The school improvement goals from last year, the goal was that the 9th grade students who earned 6 credits would meet or exceed 90%. The actual number came out to be exactly 90%. The number of major exclusionary referrals would decrease from 10 to 9, and they hit 9 exactly. This was before before I got there, so hats off to Amber and the whole crew there. For this coming year, the number of ninth grade students who will earn 6 or more credits will meet or exceed 90%, and these are some of the strategies that we'll use. Teachers will facilitate conferences with families to review grades, attendance, long-term and short-term goal setting. This is something that we have kind of switched up the schedule a little bit so that this can happen more often, so it'll be happening weekly on Wednesdays. And then the next one is the next two are about kind of in the classroom, how we hope to get a little more rigor in the classroom and hope to get a little more out of what happens in the classroom. So we'll provide sentence frames, guiding questions, and discussion norms to ensure equitable access for multilingual learners and students with varied communication skills. That's one that's designed to make sure that everybody's on the same page and that we are using universal design in the classroom so that everybody can stay caught up and make sure that they're learning in the classroom. Number 3, we'll embed structured scaffold opportunities for student discourse in daily lessons across content areas by using turn and talks, think, pair, share, small group protocols. So this is about student-to-student interaction. All the research and education says that students are learning a lot more if they're able to explain to their peers what they're learning and how they're learning. And CEDAR does a great job of this already and having a lot of group work where kids are kind of sorting through things together and trying to make sure that they're learning together and that they're able to explain to their peers, you know, how they arrived at a certain answer. This is our attendance goal. So we're going to move the needle so that students who attend regularly, and that means that they're at school 90% of the time or more, that we'll move that needle from 82.3% to 90%. The way we plan to do that, CEDAR is really good at instilling and talking about hope with kids and making sure that that students see as they're coming to school that they're working on things like self-care, short and long-term goal setting, gratitude, contribution, community involvement. And the HOPE program is sort of a social-emotional program that's designed around a book. And the book that they have read together, they've done a lot of book studies with, and the staff all contributes in different ways, but this really is designed to show students like all of these different skills and to show that that being hopeful actually helps you to lead a better life. We're also designing classroom spaces and routines that promote belonging, safety, and culture of respect. Again, this is something that CEDAR's already been good at and something that they continue to do, but it's something that is important, especially with the move, being in a different location now in different classrooms. So we're really focusing on them kind of taking ownership of that space and helping us to design it so that it feels like home to them. And a part of that is also the outdoor space that's connected to where the new portables are lined up at the end. There's a big green space there that we've inherited, and there's talks right now of how we're going to improve that space and make it a place that kids can hang out and have lunch in. And we're trying to design an outdoor classroom area as well, and then we're going to connect it to the garden that's connected to Choice, and it'll be kind of a community area. And Ms. Tillman, our science teacher, will be kind of leading that charge. Lastly, but maybe the most importantly and most impactful, is that we're implementing a successful MTSS structure. As many of you know, a multi-tiered system of support, and it has a collaborative and systematic approach, ensuring that all students receive the support they need to succeed. And it talks about academics, behavior, and socially. And that's our MTSS team at CEDAR is actually all of the staff are in it together because we're so small and because all the staff has such good relationships with all the kids. So we have a really great system, and we're getting to be more systematic in our approach, meaning that we're identifying things sooner and able to implement more supports and more interventions to make sure that kids don't fall through the cracks. And this fall, CEDAR classes researched the science behind food preservation techniques throughout the world. And you can see there, that's Ms. Tillman's classroom. So Ms. Tillman is our CTE science teacher that teaches the natural sciences, and she teaches both CEDAR and Choice students. So today we have a CEDAR 10th grader, and Mr. Henry Ahrens.
Hello, I am Henry Aarons, and as Mr. Bruni just said, I am a 10th grade Cedar student in Miss Tillman's plant biology class. This fall, the 10th and 11th graders at Cedar researched the science behind food preservation techniques throughout the world. We learned that pickling, fermentation, dehydration, and canning are all different ways to manage microorganisms in the development of our food. To gain deeper skills and knowledge of these traditional practices, we pickled about 60 pints of vegetables, 25 quarts of apple pie filling harvested from our local trees, which Mr. Bruni and I can share with you. And we are fermenting cabbage from our local school garden, and if you're willing to try them, you'll see how tasty the apples are.
Okay. All right, any questions about Cedar? Anybody?
Lauren, we're eating. You got anything?
I'm really disappointed that I'm missing out on the snacks.
Yeah, it's really good.
No, thank you for sharing, and thank you for all the wonderful work and just care you put in each day with both schools, the school coming up to, and these students. I just hear nothing but great things, and I'm really grateful to have you here with us tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, just 2 questions. How has learning about food preservation, maybe historically and around the world, what have you learned from that?
I learned a lot about Italian traditions for canning and preserving foods. I learned that they use a lot of salt there, and they actually, every year, they use like a traditional sun-dried tomato type preservation thing. I don't remember the name of the food, but it's been around for a very long time, and I thought it was very interesting learning about that.
Thank you. I'd follow up and just ask, how has that transition gone, moving campuses for the students from up at the college to down by Choice?
Yeah, I think it's taken a little bit of time to get used to, I think, for students and staff. I think they're going through more than just the transition of location, but also a little less staff and, new principal, all that stuff. So it's been kind of tough, I think, for them to begin with. But I think we're off to a good start, and I think that there are things that they really enjoy about it too. That they get to work with Miss Tillman, and they get to be on campus where we've got the really beautiful old auditorium where they get to have lunch. And over the summer, we spent some time building the Vibe Room, where they've got a foosball table, air hockey table, some video games, and Alan spends a lot of time at the air hockey table during lunch. So I think they enjoy having a place to be together and hang out, and so I see a lot of smiles on faces and a lot of fun there. So I think it's going well.
Yeah, thank you for all that work. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Yeah.
I always look forward to Cedar's school and program plan, just to kind of see what you guys are up to on from year to year. I love that you've globbed onto something that I personally use all the time, and that's the see it, do it, teach it.
Yep.
When kids can really explain what's going on and can show that to other people, that shows mastery, if nothing else. The question I have is, these are really good, but where historically or whatever, where did this come from?
You know?
I don't directly know, but if I had to make a guess, I would say it's probably from Middle Eastern Asia, I'm guessing. They have a lot of apple trees there, different varieties from here, obviously, but they've been around a lot longer culturally than us, so I'd guess somewhere around there. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Good answer. Again, just great little snack. Lauren's missing out. Matt.
Good. Thank you, and thanks to Ms. Tillman.
Thank you very
Henry.
much.
Appreciate you coming. Okay. All right, now I'm going to make a quick costume change.
Yep. Wondered how that was going to work. I'm not going to lie.
There we go. Now we're ready for the next slide. Oh. Welcome, everybody. My name is Vernon Bruni. I'm the principal at Choice High School. And our little school at Choice has grown a bit. We've got 270 students. 102 of those are in our Open Doors program, our re-engagement program. But we've got the Choice Middle School, Choice High School, and Pathways. So we are at 270 with 21 staff. Our 24-25 goals, our 9th grade on track goal was to increase from 69.23% to 80% of 9th graders on track. As you can see there with the big green bar, we've exceeded that. We got to 90% last year. And you can see that we have reduced our number of disciplinary exclusions by a mile. So we were shooting for under 1 per month, and we ended the year with just 3. Our new school improvement goals, we plan to try to hit 95% of 9th graders on track with 6 credits. And you'll see that the plan, or 3 of our strategies that we chose to talk about, is that all teachers will embed structured, scaffolded opportunities for student discourse in daily lessons. You'll see that might sound familiar. Again, that's a research base. That's something that we want all students to be able to discuss with each other and to be able to talk in their classrooms about what they're doing and what they're learning. Hopefully able to teach at some point to show that mastery. Also, teachers will provide universal literacy supports across all content areas to ensure equitable access to grade level text, something that we have been working on in the school district's literacy program quite a bit. And we're using a lot of the workshop model and the literacy strategies in all of our content areas. And the idea is that good teaching is good teaching in all classrooms. Also, the MTSS structure, and we've been talking about MTSS for a long time, but it really gelled at Choice this last year. We really came together and had really great meetings about specific interventions and how we could help support kids that either sometimes weren't coming to school at all, or that were having a struggle with whatever was going on in their lives. So a lot of what we do at Choice is to try to reduce barriers for all kids. So our MTSS team is absolutely crucial for that. And our attendance goal is that we hope to increase the number of regularly attending students, that are those with 90% attendance or better, from 77% to 83%. The way we plan to do that is that we're intentionally designing our classroom spaces and routines that promote belonging, safety, and a culture of respect. So all of our teachers do a pretty good job at this as well, but having a more intentional focus on those things and really trying to bring all the cultures of the school into the classroom to show that everybody belongs. Also, our advisory and community building structures will be embedded to foster relationships, increase attendance, and reduce exclusionary discipline, something that I've been committed to since I got to Choice, and something that, as you saw, is showing up in their attendance and the number of exclusionary discipline that we have to participate in. And the MTSS structure, again, it's not a mistake that's in both the attendance place and in the academic spot, because it really is has a huge impact on what we do at Choice and on how we can approach each student individually and how we can support them. So that's the plan. I brought with me today 2 of my good friends, Aiden and Draven, from the 8th grade class. And one of the ways that we really try to support attendance at Choice is by having really cool, creative, and interesting things for kids to do. And These guys are in Mr. Ian's homeroom, and Mr. Ian has a lot of fun things that they do that are hands-on. And as you can see, they're doing a project-based learning unit on wildfires. And they learned about the chemistry of the fire triangle, and they're going to teach us today about the fire triangle. Oh, wait. Does this work? Hello? Hello.
Okay, so today we are making a simple fire extinguisher just using vinegar and baking soda. The vinegar and baking soda reaction makes carbon monoxide, I'm pretty sure, and that replaces the oxygen that the fire needs and suffocates it. Blow it out. Without the liquid even going to there. I will do one more candle right here because it's still bubbling.
You can't see, but he showed that without putting any liquid inside the beaker, the flame went out.
Yeah, and boom. And see, the liquid's still right here, but the gas is heavier and just pours out into there.
All right, great job, you guys. Thank you so much. Any questions, anybody?
I just want to say congratulations on moving that 9th grade up to 90%. 80% was a great goal. To exceed it that much, well done to your staff and your students. That's all I have, but thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, exceeding your goals in that way is phenomenal. You know, I've seen the relationships and that you've garnered with the kids and how well they do. I was supposed to talk to the wildland class.
Yeah.
Ironically, I was on a wildfire.
Right, I heard that.
But good on the kids for putting this stuff together and actually being able to pull that off and explain the science behind all of it. That's great stuff. So,
thank you.
Lauren, did you have anything?
No, thank you for being here tonight, and keep up the good work. And the goals seem very, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right. Good job, guys. All right. Now that all the fun stuff's over, could we get a budget update from Clinton Sherman?
You guys always make me follow the really cool stuff. I'm having to follow fire? Okay. Good evening, board directors. A quick budget update. We want to come to you guys every meeting, give an update of where we're at in the budget realignment process that we're moving through, which is really just an update from the last couple slides we looked at last board meeting. Your board packet will have a number. I took it off because it was very specific, the number. It was 1.7 and that specificity is a little too early in where we're at. And so our goal is to outperform that ending fund balance. In the budget that was approved was negative 2.25 million. We're going to outperform that and come in a little below that. We don't quite know where yet, but that'll be really good for us to have some flexibility as we move through the rest of the year. Nothing else on this slide has really changed.
We're closing the books at the end of this month.
Yeah, the books are due to the
when
ESD
that
at the end of this month, and then they file to OSPI. And we still submit reports to OSPI monthly as part of the process, and to the ESD. And we're working in tandem with those groups. Sorry. And the only thing that's different from this slide from last is the September's FTE, so the full-time equivalency of our students at Shelton is 4,128. And historically in Shelton and in most districts across the state, that is the lowest number that you'll see all year is September's number. And so that is a little lower than we thought, but not unexpected for it to be the lowest number we'll see. And that is all that I have for this. What questions do you have?
Lauren, do you have anything? All right, I don't have anything. Again, you explained it well.
As always, if
Thank
you have
you.
questions, feel free to email me. Happy to help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, report from the student board's representatives, and they've chatted amongst themselves, so I'm sure there's lots of good stuff. We'll hear from Alan Ramirez from Cedar High School first.
Yeah, so at Cedar we got a big announcement, but first some other minor stuff. The senior class has taken on the challenge of planning this month's assembly. Native Club met today. We're having a cosmic meeting tomorrow, which is a sort of, I guess you could call it sort of a youth advocacy group that was formed at Cedar last year. That's meeting tomorrow. Our ASB, we will have our first meeting on Thursday, so we're gonna start setting stuff up for the future. And we have a bunch of students that have signed up for the SAT and the PSAT. But the most important announcement today is that on October 29th at the Old Mountain View Gym, the one that's right in front of this building, Cedar High School is going to be hosting a haunted house. This one's going to be bigger than any we've had in any previous years combined. It's being driven mainly by the seniors. More specifically, one of my friends. He really likes Halloween, so this is really sort of like a dream project of his. It's going to be very scary. It will be scary if you want that, but we are willing to tone down the scariness for those of you who have younger children. The admission is free, and we will have a bake sale in the sort of waiting room area in order to raise funds for Senior Club. And yeah, I'd just like to open up this invitation to everybody. It's on the 29th of October. That's a Wednesday, and it'll open up. I'm pretty sure we said it would open up around 5 p.m. And we have a poster that's going out to all the schools, so you should hear about this a lot. We're really going to try to promote this as best we can.
I kind of have a lot because Shelton High School has been very busy these past couple weeks, but I'll start with like a brief recap of what we've been up to. So ASB is planning homecoming, which is this Saturday. Well, we're not really planning it. It's being planned by our cheer and dance, but it's set to be this Saturday, and I wanted to let the Choice and Cedar representatives know that all Choice and Cedar students need to buy their tickets in person in order to attend our homecoming. That was something our leadership class wanted me to bring up. Also, we really enjoyed our meeting with you, Superintendent Jesse. That was really helpful, and we would like to do it again soon. Sorry about the fire alarm. I don't think anybody was very happy about that. And also, my leadership wanted to reach out to you and ask that you help us and Mr. Kipper with fixing some of the disciplinary issues we have at our school in terms of like coming up with more productive consequences necessarily for like what's going on at our school, as we've discussed at our meeting. And we are having our Homecoming Spirit Week this week, which you saw Mr. Chamberlain in his Letterman jacket. It was Decades Day today. I still can't get the blue eyeshadow off of my eyes, so there's that. And upcoming, also our freshmen, they went on their little field trip, and that was really successful. They really enjoyed that, got a lot out of it, and I think that that is something we should continue to keep doing. That's like a little note for the school board members. And our ASB is hard at work planning our homecoming assembly this Friday, and we have our last home football game on Halloween this year, so don't forget to show up to that. Thank you.
I'm Abby from Choice, and Pathway students have been setting up volunteering times. The middle school program.
Abigail, can you pull the mic down to your mouth?
Yes, sorry about that. Pathways have been setting up volunteer times, and the middle school programs have been learning about famous artists, and they've been like doing art that they represent themselves in those artists. And they've been learning about spooky like science stuff. And in the day program, students have been learning in history about migration and /ELA class, and in the science class, they've been putting the gardens to bed, and they got a hydroponic. It's very cool. And in math class, we've been learning about stocks. I'm having a really good time with stocks. I mean, it's like very tricky. Like we've been going to fake debt and like all this stuff, but it's very fun to learn about stocks. And we've been learning about like credit cards and stuff. I thought this class would be hard, but it's been very fun so far. I recommend people taking financial math. It's really fun. And then ASB has been planning assemblies, and Open Doors is learning about healthy relationships. Morningside started up again, and they're learning life skills for adulthood. Students are working on high school credits, and the GED will be offered soon.
Cool. I've heard so many people on social media and everything else complaining that we don't teach financial math. So all of you out there, take that. We are teaching financial math. Thanks, guys. That was all great. Moving on to the consent agenda. Item number 6. Has everybody looked through all of that? Okay. Lauren?
I motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we got it. Paying the bills. Okay, item number 7, proposed revision of policy number 1400, meeting conduct, order of business, and quorum, and that is being brought to you by me. This will be our second reading, and I do recommend approving it. Has everybody had a chance to look through all of it and all of the corrections?
Yes.
Yes.
I would take a motion.
I will motion that we approve the proposed revised policy number 1400, meeting conduct, order of business, and quorum.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we have a policy. Okay, and 7.02, proposed resolution number 2508, authorizing the apportionment advance. Mr. Clinton Sherman.
Good evening again. I don't have a slide for this. This is the same thing we did last November to help ease our cash flow. We've seen that chart multiple times, how the revenue comes into the district and kind of a roller coaster. We're trying to smooth out that cash flow by grabbing 22.5% of the revenue that we receive in July and August and August, and we're going to claim that earlier in the year to help ease our cash flow concerns. This is really no different. It's really no different than the mechanism we used last year. Any questions or thoughts?
Just a quick question. If somebody's tracking this budget from home,
yes,
they would see this is planned, this isn't a surprise, this is what we plan to do along the way, just like we did last year, correct?
Yeah, this is really part of this mechanism is really part of that larger plan for budget realignment to get us back to where we need to be. Yeah, we'll probably do this again next year as well.
Thank you.
We'll just need to, yeah. Like we talked about before, there's a multi-year process, and some of those levers that we're pulling, we'll be pulling for a couple years.
Thank you.
And for those keeping track, this has to do with the fact that we get different amounts of money every different chunk of the
Sure,
year,
yeah.
and this just keeps us kind of even so we can keep moving forward.
That's exactly right. If we received 1/12 of our money, which is roughly 8.33%, that'd be one thing, but we don't. We get 9, then we get 5, we get 6.5, we get 5, we get 5.5 somewhere, then we get 12.5 and 10 at the end of the year. And so we roughly receive 25% of our revenue after the bulk of our costs are incurred in the year. And so we're grabbing some of that money from the end of the year and pulling it forward, which you're allowed to do. So.
Yep, thank you.
Of course.
I would take a motion.
I will motion that we adopt resolution number 25-08, authorizing an apportionment advance.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 8, board member comments. Ms. Gilmore, we'll start with you.
Sorry I couldn't be there this evening, but I appreciate everybody that came out. It was really exciting seeing the volleyball team, getting to celebrate them, getting to see the great improvements that Bordeaux, Choice, and Cedar have been diligently working on. Thank you for your presentations, and thank you for being here with us and continuing to support our district as we keep continuously improving.
Okay, Mr. Dale.
Yeah, just a couple of thank yous. School representatives, you guys are amazing. Keep it coming. We love hearing those, so really appreciate you guys. To the athletic directors and all the students that came out on a Tuesday afternoon, evening, we really appreciate that. The more we can celebrate the good things happening in our school districts, the more momentum we build off of that. And I'll end with, I got to go to Evergreen this week and peek in on some of the classrooms. And as Superintendent Jesse often says, there's so many great things happening, and to see it firsthand, particularly the little first grade and second grade, and watching them behave so well and line up and to listen and to see these amazing teachers engage a very diverse classroom was incredible. We have some great things happening in our district. So appreciate everybody down at Evergreen and the work you're doing. Thank you.
I got to add, one of those was a first year teacher for first grade SHS grad. Really cool to watch her, and she's a rock star. So anyway.
Okay. And anybody who's paying attention at home tonight, man, we got a lot of good stuff going on. I've got an entire page full of notes. I'll skip to the high points. Outstanding job, OBGH, varsity girls soccer, 8-1. I know that Miss Davison is missing tonight because the high school girls volleyball team is also doing exceedingly well. She didn't want to miss that. Our schools are exceeding the goals that they're setting for themselves, so that's going to be fun to watch as we move forward in the next couple of years. Quick reminder, if you didn't hear, we've got a haunted house. Be over at the old Mountain View Gym on the 29th. Come one and come all. There will be a bake sale, so we've got some carbs for sale. And then homecoming is this week at Shelton High School. Go Climbers. With that, I do have one quick question. It's not on the agenda anywhere, but they're sitting back there politely, and I'm kind of wondering if I missed something. We do have an entire Boy Scout troop here. For the good of the order, if I could have their leader come up and explain things.
Good evening. My name is Mike Weisenbaugh. I'm the Scoutmaster, or transitioning into the Scoutmaster for Troop 9112 here in Shelton. Also with me is the Assistant Scoutmasters, Steve and John. Throw their hands up there. And a portion of the troop, they're here this evening working on a fulfilling requirement for one of their merit badges called Citizenship in the Community. This particular requirement is attend some sort of event in the community, school board meeting, fulfill the requirement, and then next week we'll be speaking and discussing some of the stuff they've observed, the importance of it, and things of that matter.
Thank you. I've mentioned it before, but it's incredibly important for kids to learn about civic engagement, local government, and understanding all the nuts and bolts of the things that are going on right around them. Even as an adult, I find that most people don't truly understand their local government and how it works. And this is a great step for you guys. if you ever get a chance to be truly fascinated in local government, this is where it all starts. You can run for whatever you want, be involved. This is how you make changes in the world, and it's great stuff. So I recommend it to anybody. All right, good job. Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing them. With that, we don't have an executive or an exempt session, so I would take a motion for an adjournment.
I motion we adjourn.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, at 1900, we're out of here.